So in here, what do you see? Like we are in bullish market or bearish market from here to here.
It's a bearish market.
Okay. So what we will do, we will look for sells, right? Okay. So where is the liquidity? First find like, so first go for understanding like the range here. From this high to this low, there is a range of 50%. So you see, market came above the 50% in premium zone and sold off again, right? Then again, there is another range from this high to this low, right? So here we will look for sells again, right? Because in bearish market we look for sells. So what we should do in this one, market also already came in and mitigated above 50% for the sells. So what we generally do, like what generally happens is like this is a bearish market trend. From high to low, we mark a trading range. So this is a trading range from this high to this low. So market came in, taken out the liquidity here and mitigated some sort of hidden base or supply zone here and sold off again. And you see there is another formation of range from this high to this low. Okay, so market again came in, mitigated above 50% of the range and sold off. So that is how market works. We will not look for like we will not look for sells here, because we will look for sells in premium zone only. You understand my point?
Yeah, yeah.
So we will wait for market to come inside the 50%, above the 50% of the range and drop. So that is how like I look for market to sell off. Understand? So what I do, like you see in here, we will look for sells in this trading range, right? So what we look for, we look for a QML kind of setup, higher high, higher low, higher high, then lower low, right? So what we have something called a stop hunt. Okay, BMS towards the downside. Then we will look for sells here, top of stop loss just above this one, the previous higher high, and anything above 1:5 RR, we'll take it generally. Okay, so that is how these things work. And like in here, we look for, one second, we look for a doji kind of candle or a candle with a FVG here, like this kind of candle. This kind of candle. Okay, this kind of candle. I'm talking about the sells, and vice versa for buys. And like I will look for something like this in here, candle here, and just below this candle we will look for some sort of fair value gap in here. Understand? You know fair value gap? Hello?
Yeah, you can take me through fair value gap. Yeah.
You don't know fair value gap?
Fair value gap, they say the gap that
The
is within two candles which have not
yeah,
touched their wick, something like that.
like as you see, can see. Let me show you from this low to this high. This from this high to this one, we have this as a fair value gap. You understand? So market price came in, tapped the fair value gap and dropped. You got my point? But it will come
Yeah.
again and fill this fair value gap. So in here, same thing. You can see this high, this low to this high. We had this as a fair value gap. You understand? So same thing
Yeah.
here. We had this to this as a fair value gap. This gap will be fair value gap. Same thing here. We have this. We had this and this low to this high as a fair value gap. But market came in, filled this half of the fair value gap. So we still have the fair value gap left here. From this high to here, we have this is as a fair value gap. So that is how it works, the fair value gap things. So we look for a fair value gap. So if we find a candle with a fair value gap, so we call that candle as a IPA candle. IPA means inefficiency in price action. Okay, so we call this as a IPA candle. So that is where we will look for sells. So what we will look for, if we look for a market to come in, takes out the liquidity and boom. So what we have, we were in bullish trend, right? So from this higher high, this higher low, this higher high, and this lower low. So what we will do, we look for a IPA candle around here. Okay, so we look for sells here to target anything above 1:5. You understand my point?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So that is what I wanna tell you. So in here, we are in premium range. You see, above 50% of the range, and we are completely in a bearish trend, right? So what we will look for in here, you see this candle. This is a doji candle, right? So this candle has taken out this as a liquidity, and taken out this low. And if you go on lower time frame, it will be more clear to you. So you see this candle has taken out this liquidity and forming lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, then lower low. This is the clear one. So what we were looking for, we were looking for a candle with fair value gap like this. So we have something like this in here, right? Because this candle is responsible for this break in market structure. So we will choose this candle as our point of interest. Do you understand?
Yes.
And same thing again. These are just a point of interest I am marking right now. You see, market making lower low, lower high, lower low, and this higher high. This higher high has taken out all these liquidity. You see, this liquidity, this liquidity, this liquidity, and after taking out all this liquidity, it has broken below this level. Okay, so we will look for on lower time frame a candle with fair value gap in there. So what we have this candle. Why this candle? Because you see, this is the last candle which has taken out this liquidity as well, all these liquidities right here. And you see, same thing here, we have this is the last candle, and the wick of this candle closed above all of these. So that is why I have chosen this candle as our point of interest. So again, we will look for this candle as our point of interest. You understand? So that is where we have two point of interest. We will look for sells. So you see what just happened. Market came in, tapped this candle we marked here, and given some sort of something like 1:4.5. So as you can see, you can target for this low as well. Okay, so that is how these things work. And same, and just above this high, what we have this as a equal high, which is liquidity. We have this as a equal high as a liquidity. But you see, this high has been taken out by this candle wick, right? Am I right? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, this candle wick has closed above all of those candles, right? So we will mark this candle as well as our point of interest. Okay, and we will look for some sort of sells in there again. So that is how I look for sells. Like if price comes in, that is how I look for sells. And there is some auto confidence I look to confirm, but we just start marking like these things, like how to choose the correct point of interest, like which has taken out the liquidity and also given a break in market structure. So you see, this high also taken out this low as a break in market structure, right? So that is how these things work. And if this also get taken out, like if market has taken out this high, so we will not look for sells in here. Why? Because you see, this high has not taken out this high, so there is no liquidity grab here. But in here we had this liquidity grab, in here we had this liquidity grab, in here we had this liquidity grab, right? But in here there is no liquidity grab, so that is why we will use this high as a liquidity only. You understand? So that is how we look for sells in there. You understood?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So same thing, like let me show you what I was gonna do is like in here we had, like you see this candle, like planet closed above and this candle just closed below, right? So this, all these things are just a hidden base, right? So so what we should do, we will look for market to come in here, mitigate this candle and give us some sort of bullish move towards the upside. So we have this break in market structure right here. So we will look for buys in here.
In what time frame does that setup has to happen for
Like
entry?
5 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes maximum.
Okay, so the
But
setup of coming to the hidden base should happen on the 15 minutes. Then
hidden,
we
no, not always the hidden base. Like not always the hidden base. Like you have to select the order block IPA candle, like I just told you. You understand? So you see in here as well, like market was creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, okay, and lower low. So what we had here, a higher high, higher low, higher high, and a lower low, right? In here, higher high, higher low, higher high, and a lower low, because this low has broken below this low. So what just happened? Market came in, mitigated this high, okay, and even a nice sell move towards the downside, but again came in and stopped you out. So this is something like a manipulation only. So yeah, that is how these things work. Like sometime it will work, sometime it will not work. So that is what I have done here. So on 50 minutes, you see 30 minutes, 45 minutes, what we had here is we had some sort of hidden base in here, right? So just above this hidden base, like just above and below the hidden base, you should find a fair value gap. So in here, this is a fair value gap, and below also we have fair value gap, right? So in here on 50 minutes, we also had a fair value gap above and fair value gap below, right? So market just came in, and on 50 minutes, let me show you, it was forming lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. After taking out this lower low on 5 minutes, market made lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, like some kind of structure, bearish structure only. So you see lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, and this, after this lower low, market made a higher high, higher low, higher high. So it has taken out. You see, like this candle has taken out this candle as a liquidity, right? And a BMS towards the upside. So what we had here, we had this kind of move right here. Do you understand my point?
Mm-hmm.
And you see, this is also a doji candle. So we will call this as a IPA candle here. So just above this candle, we have this as a fair value gap, hold on, and this trend line as a liquidity. Okay, so that is where we will look for buys right here. because this zone also mitigated a 30 to 45 minute hidden base as well. So that is why I marked this whole big zone. So mitigated this hidden base in here and formed a QM setup. Okay, so that is what we will look for. You understand? So like, yeah, this is how we do, and we will look for all these equal highs to be taken out as our take profit. So this is nice 1:12 risk to reward trade. So yeah, this is how I gonna take this trade and how I take this trade. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, work on those things and like just see a chart using these things on your practicing. You see in here we had this low has been taken out, and also shared this buy setup right here yesterday in group. So after taking out, like market was making higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then again a higher high, right? So I was looking for some sort kind of IP candle right here. So what we have this candle as an IPA candle, and this candle also taken out this as a liquidity, right? And after taking out this as a liquidity, it has broken above this previous high, and we had this as a trend line kind of liquidity, right? So like market came in, tapped this candle and given a nice buy move here. So same thing again. Once again,
Okay, but I wanted to ask on that candle, the previous one that you marked as a demand zone. In which demand zone on a time frame did it got into?
let me show you. It is not about always demand zone. Like if there will be demand zone, okay. I was expecting this Nasdaq to come at least in here. Okay, at least in here to mitigate this zone. But like even if like market was making a higher high, higher low, okay, this kind of move, or and if market comes in, takes out all these high and gives a nice bearish move towards the downside, right? So that you can also take this sells from the top. The main aim is to find the IP candle in here. You understand? So same thing here. Like if market was in bearish trend and takes out all this low and keep broken above these highs, so you can always look for buys right here. So the main aim is to find a IP candle in here and QM type of pattern, like I just told you just before. So these are just a basic thing, not complicated thing. So you should try these things. Okay. So same thing here, like market came in, taken out this as a liquidity, and this was the last low and broken above these two highs. So that is why I was looking for buys right here. Finding a 5-minute IPA candle all over time frame, like as you can see here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
So yeah, that is how it works. Okay. So I have shown you like few steps. Let me show you again.
Okay.
Same thing here. You see, this high has taken out all these highs, right? This high as well, and broken below this low. Okay, and this low as well. So what happened? You had this as a IPA candle. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what has happened? Market came in, tapped this IPA candle right here, and sold off. So you can target these lows. So that is how these things work. You must find a IPA candle around there, and you can literally take a sell move. Okay. Hello.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, just do these things in practice whenever you see and share the charts. So